A lot of missionary kids, you can look at them and they're just normal people, they're just the most normal thing, but there's always a really big story behind them.
Missionary kids, MKs, Mish kids, Third Culture kids, TCKs. At our recent retreat with them in Madrid, Spain, we sat down with some missionary kids to ask them about their stories, their struggles, their insights about what it's like to be missionary kids.
For me, being a Mish kid is just like my normal, I guess. It's just, it's like my life. I've never known any different. So it's hard for me to actually answer that. To me, it's just been really cool. I love it so much. I wouldn't trade my upbringing for anything in the world.
To be honest, the only thing that comes to mind when you say missionary kid is, me trying to tell everyone what I believe, tell everyone the good news, give everyone the love of God, shine bright through Him, and tell everyone that, He's here for us whenever we need it.
It's my life, so it means a lot to me. It feels very unique. Nobody, apart from my family, where I live, can really relate to the stuff that you do as a missionary kid. So when we get to the retreat and stuff like that, it's really nice just to be with everybody that you can relate with so quickly. So it means a lot.
Pues para mí es un privilegio, ¿no? Ser hijo de misionero y a la vez tener doble nacionalidad. Estoy contento por eso. Puedo conocer dos culturas, la francesa y la española, y las conozco, sobre todo la española la conozco mejor.
So obviously languages, I can do languages quite easily and I love that so much, and that's just such a bonus really. Also meeting lots of different people and having the opportunity to travel is just really, really cool. And yeah, so for me that's one of the definite pluses, and a broad kind of worldview maybe. We always have lots of people at home, there's always things going on.
I really like being a mission kid because you get to travel around the world and you've got all these friends in different countries, and I just really enjoy it. I think I used to be jealous of other people whose parents had cool jobs and they got lots of money and they got to do things, but I realised my parents are usually at home and I really like that, and I think I'm really fortunate to be a missionary.
Yeah, well, I've lived in 4 different countries and I speak 3 languages, and just to know other cultures, and I have friends all over the world like that. That's really cool.
Most of the benefits include meeting with other missionary kids, because that tells me that I'm not alone. There's people out there that feel the same way that I do, have the same difficulties as I do, and I have a family, but these guys are also part of my family.
Definitely adaptability, and that you learn, that you just have to learn, so you keep getting put into different situations, and just as a child you learn to adapt to that, and that's something that you keep as when you grow older. And the languages, they're just worth so much.
I guess you're always slightly different in your culture, in wherever you don't always feel completely at home where you are, maybe, and yet your parents' home country doesn't feel like home either. You don't always feel Christian. I know you don't, maybe you're not drinking and sleeping around with people, but we do have other issues. Maybe people don't realise, and people expect you're like the missionary kid, you're the pastor's son. They expect you to just go with it and have this, super faith or whatever. And actually sometimes it's scary because you feel like you can't that you don't feel that, or you feel like you have to kind of live up to this Christian standard, and you feel like you can't say what you feel or say what you think really, or yeah, you do feel a bit of a pressure to, you know, I guess maybe for your parents' sake as much as anybody else's. You don't want to disappoint them, you don't want to, you know, show them up. So yeah, that's one of the things I struggle with the most.
Well, people don't understand what it is to be a mission kid. They think, isn't that old-fashioned? Isn't that what people did to convert Christians during some kind of wars long ago? And that's what the history book was in the history books. But do they actually do that now? And they don't. They think that I'm a boring person. But then, I mean, they don't expect it from me. They think Christians are boring, and that's difficult, I think, because sometimes you don't really want to talk about it.
Well, people don't really understand my life, and like when they ask me like, why are you in Croatia where you could actually live in England or Germany, like they're much better countries, and then that's kind of difficult to answer because they don't really understand it. And when they ask questions about my life with God, and I'm scared to not know the answer to their questions.
Some people back home are very, well, not very, but they're quite against Christianity in general. And when I try to, you know, open myself up, or when I try to make them open themselves up to me, they would deny it. You know, just wave their hand, you know, stop, don't go there. And sometimes people don't actually talk to you because they might think that you might, you know, immediately get into your beliefs and your religion, or
definitely friendships, because it seems like a lot of times you build up a friendship with someone and it lasts a couple of years, and then you move and you just have to say goodbye to that person, and you're not really going to see them again. Because I moved like every sort of couple of years, like after 6 years, and after another 3 years, and then after a year, and moving again. So that makes it really difficult. So friendships is a hard thing.
Cuando era más pequeño no sabía muy bien si era o español o francés. No conseguía saber que eran los dos, porque todos mis amigos o eran españoles, o eran ingleses, o eran alemanes, pero eran 100%. Y yo era así 50-50. Pero sí, poco a poco lo he entendido. Y sí, otras dificultades quizás es cuando yo estoy en Francia me siento español, y a veces cuando estoy en España me siento francés, porque quizás no encuentro mi lugar donde podría encajar.
I always find myself kind of romanticizing about maybe a perfect place to live in the future, and you never quite find it. And I know I've been warned about this so many times, and that you know that Mish kids do this, and people that live in lots of countries do this, and you're looking for that perfect kind of idealized, you know, may that be your parents' country or some other place, and it's hard to realize that that doesn't exist. I know that it doesn't exist, but I don't believe it. So I think we need help to work through that and be content.
I think people need to understand that you've been in many different countries, and you can't always fit in and do it all at once, and you need time to get used to different cultures, and you need time to adapt, and they need to recognize that it's not always easy.
Yeah.
A lot of missionary kids, you can look at them and they're just normal people, they're just the most normal thing, but there's always a really big story behind them. Something just that once you get to know that, then you completely change the vision that you have of those people and your perception of them. Like everyone basically has a completely different story, and something amazing and sometimes something really sad has happened to them, and that can make some of them also quite fragile on different subjects. A lot of the missionary kids just want to be normal, so you can address them as, oh, you're a missionary kid, and you're a third culture kid, and we have to be careful with you, and this and that. And it might sound quite paradoxical, but a lot of kids just don't really need that as much.
Para otro amigo mío no es fácil cambiar de sitio cada X tiempo, porque cuando eres joven necesitas tener amigos, pero tener buenos amigos, y a veces eso es complicado cuando te mueves de sitio. Cuando eres joven también te preguntan muchas cosas y es difícil si no eres como los demás, o, ¿sabes? Ya de por sí eres diferente, pues si haces muchos cambios, quizás es mucho más difícil.